Well, good morning. How are you all today? Welcome to Integrative Preparedness. Oops, I just realized I'm going to talk about the continuous internal war we're going to continue to be in. You need to be aware of it and prepared for it. We're going to talk about that, but I just realized that I'm still wearing my hat. I don't usually wear a hat in the house. Some people do, some people don't. I just don't. I wear a cap, but not a hat. It just has to do with the way that you feel about cowboy hat. I want one of my highest viewed videos is one I did several years ago about the traditions and superstitions and such of cowboy hats. So if you're interested in that, go look for it. It's back there somewhere, several years ago. But I just made one for Patreon, for our people on the Patreon channel, in response to somebody asked me, said, what would Yellowstone be like if Jim Wyatt ran Yellowstone? And I'm sure everybody out there knows what Yellowstone is. Those of you who have read the Stonemont series know who Jim Wyatt is. So I answered that, and to do that, I put on a hat just because, just an affectation of sorts. And then I meant to take it off, and I didn't. But here we are. I'm not going to stop it and go put on a cap. Okay, so we'll just talk about this. Thank you, by the way. Thank you, everybody who sent me birthday greetings. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that. I just got Gina Norris, Chuck Norris's wife, just sent me a birthday greeting this morning. It was very nice, and that brought up something. I got a call from a good friend of mine on my birthday. He's a real American badass, and every year on my birthday, he calls me and sings "Happy Birthday" to me. If you knew this guy, you would be shocked. He is one of the real ass kickers. he's a legend in martial arts. I won't even go into it, but it was funny. And he was telling me, this just reminded me when I was talking about Gina Norris. I wish me a happy birthday. He's going down. He's head of security for the new Chuck Norris movie that's being shot in Mexico. Yeah, he says that apparently Norris has a 3-picture deal coming out. I could tell you the title of it, but I don't think that I should. Maybe I'll sneak that onto the Patreon channel. I don't know. Don't know if it's okay to give the title of it out there or not. He also told me some real interesting information that I cannot tell you, but about kind of some information about the so I won't say relationship deals, whatever, information about the new Mexican president and the cartels, things that you would be surprised at. I'll have to leave that for now. Maybe I'll put that up on Patreon. I don't know. We are involved in a continuing and, in my viewpoint, non-ending internal war that everybody needs to be aware of and get and stay prepared for continuously. Okay, and I think that it's one we after the last election with Trump being elected, good news. I am all for that. He brings strength back to it. I don't care what the little naysayers out there who can't be made happy no matter what say about it. But he is going to bring strength and some stability back to both our country, the United States, and if you're not a citizen of the United States, probably your country too, because he's going to bring stability back to the world just like he did before. And excuse me, my nose itches. Some of you are talking about me. And so we see that it looks like a total rejection and butt weapon of the left. Okay, it's easy to fall into that and to think that that's true. And if you watch, and I don't watch I don't watch CNN, I don't watch MSNBC, and I don't watch any of that, but you see snippets of it on on Facebook and on TikTok and on Truth Social and X and Fox News. You'll see snippets of it, and man, it looks like all of the little lefties, are wondering what happened, and we need to review our game plan. And it always makes me, it amuses me when I see these lefties say, well, I guess we need to get back to our basic values. Bull, you have been expressing your basic values, which have nothing to do with the values on which our country was based. Okay, you've gotten away from it because you've become a bunch of commies. Here's the danger. It seems as if the pendulum has swung back the right way, and I mean that in both contexts of right, and it will for a while. How long this continues is going to depend on how much Trump's able to get done in the first couple of years, and then what happens with the off-year elections. There's a good, the party that's out of power, meaning the party that doesn't hold the presidency, always gains seats in the House during the off-year elections. I mean, the Republicans are going to go into this thing with like just a few seat majority, and if the Dems take it back, it's wartime again. Okay, that's why it's important for those of you out there who do understand the importance of being involved in the political process, not just voting, but promoting, real American ideals. That's why it's important for us to really not sit back and relax, but to continue to fight harder to make sure that these foundational principles are reclaimed and re-cemented into the national fabric. It's a fiber of the fabric. But I've read, as you have too, a lot of the crazies out there. I was just reading an article on Breitbart about the women who are having their tubes tied or removed, their fallopian tubes tied, because Trump has been elected and they can't take the chance of becoming pregnant for any one of several asinine reasons. Okay, they don't want kids. They want to be able to continue with their OnlyFans account. They don't want him to blah, 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 blah. The insanity of these people cannot be underestimated. Okay. Their ignorance cannot be underestimated. What is the internal fight that we have? It's the same one that we have been fighting more or less since 1917 in our country, and that is communism. These people have not changed. Now, while Trump got the popular vote, yeah, that's good. Okay. But you realize that still means that 48% of the people in this country do not agree with the basic, I know I use this term a lot, but it's true, the basic foundational principles of our country. They are, anywhere on, from the liberal to the full-blown communist spectrum, they are somewhere in there. And that means essentially they're anti-American. Okay, now liberal doesn't mean what it used to. Okay, and surprisingly, not all Democrats are liberals in their lives. I know that's shocking to believe. My mother was as conservative in her thoughts as you can get, and yet could never make herself leave the Democrat Party because she comes from a generation. They loved Roosevelt. They loved Truman. They didn't have a deep understanding of economics and politics back then, and so it was just they felt that the Democrats cared about the people. They were wrong, but I was raised a Democrat. Look at the Democrats who have finally seen that the Democrat Party finally got so far away from them that they had to leave the Democrat Party. Reagan was one. I was another. Tulsi Gabbard's another. RFK Jr. is another. Now, they don't always agree with us, who are more conservative on things, on everything, but they have come to realize that the Democrat Party is the home of modern communism in the United States. This is the danger. They never stop fighting. Okay, communists never stop fighting. Communists have a 10-year, a 50-year, a 100-year goal, 1,000-year plan. I don't care. They never give up. Unlike conservatives, who are, to be honest, flash in the pan. Okay, we won this. Now we can forget it. No. Progressives, liberals, socialists, Marxists, communists aren't like that. Every day they think about what they can do to further promote their agenda and bring this country to a communist country. Now, so what is the point on this is that you have to realize that this is an ongoing, continuous, and continual, if there's a difference between those words, internal war within our country, the United States, probably in yours. If you're in Canada, if you're in Great Britain, if you're in Australia, if you're Germany, whatever, your countries have already gone through this a lot more than the United States. If you're able to get back on track, I mean, it'd be great. But I don't see how you do it. You've let yourselves go. Not you, and I don't mean that. I mean, I think that, well, I won't get into that. Wherever you live, your country has greatness about it. It's got problems too, just like the United States did. Okay. But anyway, this is what we will continue to deal with. Never slack up. But on a personal, I could talk about what we do politically, but this isn't really a political channel. But on a personal level, what do you need to do as far as preparing for this continual internal war? Well, first you have to do is realize that it's happening, that it's ongoing, that it's going to continue. Of course, like we always talk about, preparing yourself to be able to live outside and independent from all those external systems over which you have little or no control. Developing a full self-reliance is your number one. Well, it's your number two. Okay, it's your number two priority. Your number one priority is to have the right relationship with God Almighty, your Heavenly Father, and ask Him to direct you, and then follow what He says. Okay, that's number one. Secondly, is to prepare yourself to be fully self-sufficient, fully self-reliant. Now, many people, and you've heard me talk recently about my growing disgust for the naysayers and the negative preppers out there who will approach everything from a negative standpoint. If they declared peace somewhere, oh boy, you better, I don't know, man. I don't know, it means something bad, because they want to scare you. They want you to, be scared of something. If the economy gets good, well, I don't know, it's a false economy. It's like, do you all remember that? Those of you who are old enough to remember Hee Haw? Two of the old, the hillbillies would come on, and what was this song they say? Despair, agony on me. I'll put it up. I'll put it up on the Patreon site. I'll see if, I'm sure there's something out there on YouTube about that. It's just these guys singing about, oh man, if there ain't no bad news, there ain't no news at all. That's the way a lot of the people in the prepping community feel too often. Too bad. Don't feel like that. First, you have to realize that there's a problem. Next, you have to realize that it's your responsibility to take care of the problem, and that is full-blown preparedness. When I was talking about Stonemont the other day, that's what my books are about, my entire series of books, the Stonemont series. Buy them down below. Amazon or through our website. And as I always have to say, we keep selling out of the books. If you buy them from Amazon, they'll send them to you quick. If you get them from me, I'll sign them for you, but it takes a while. I'm waiting for another load. I keep running out. People keep ordering. So please, if you order from me, just got to be patient. You'll get them, but you'll have to wait. So anyway, and I'm sorry about that. But I do my best. But realize that it can be done. Don't listen to the naysayers. After you have accepted that there is a problem down the road, things could look rosy today. But when has there ever been a time that problems were not either on the horizon or over the next hill? Okay? And that's not a doom and gloom message. That's a message of understand the realities of life and of history. Okay? You have to be prepared. Right now, hopefully, we're going to go through a period that gives us a little more respite, that allows us to continue to prepare better than if the Democrats had gotten in. Make use of that. Make use of every day. Don't relax. Now is the time to prepare better and harder, so that when that pendulum swings again, and it will, to the other side, you're going to go into that bad time a lot better than you went in to the last bad time. Does that make sense? You see, when we're talking about preparedness, it's not just about the rice and beans and food and ammo and water and shelter and groups and things like that. It's about mindset. It's about the acceptance of responsibility to provide for yourself and those who depend on you. It is all about mindset. Being ready, willing, and able. The old saying. And if you don't take the steps that allow you to be ready, willing, and able, the next time that pendulum swings towards the wrong side, you're going to be right back where you started. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Okay. The economy's tanking. What am I going to do? I can't find work. I can't find a job. Well, right now's the time to start your own business. Right. That's another tangent that I'll do another video on. But you understand what I'm saying. Okay. Get out there. If you haven't read my books, read them. Read them. The first one, the Reversion, it covers more than you can imagine. It tells you, and not in lists and not do this, do that. It's not a dry book like others that I've read. It contains within a great story all of the lessons you need to build self-reliance, self-sufficiency. I say it's the complete manual for preparing for, surviving, and rebuilding after a complete collapse of everything. And you need to know it. Today may be good. Good times allow you to prepare for bad times. Use the good times to the best of your ability. Now, if you don't, it's your own fault when the bad times come and you're not ready. Okay? All right. Hey, if you'd like to hear about what would it be like if Jim Wyatt ran Yellowstone, join us over on the Patreon channel. That link is also down below. It's the best community you'll ever join. I say that because other people have told me that. I wouldn't say that if other people hadn't said it, because then it would be bragging. I'm just passing on what other people have said. They said it is the best. A lot of people said it's the only place they will be on and comment on things on social media or on any type of thing like that, any platform like this. It is such a supportive and cooperative group of people, of such smart people, such smart and helpful, and it's just a great place. And if you aren't with us and you would like to be with us, the link is right down below. It says join the Patreon channel or something. Okay. So if you want to know how Jim Wyatt would run Yellowstone, that's it over there. And now that I've realized this, maybe I'll go take off my hat. Because I don't like to wear a hat in the house. There's no reason for it. The reason for a hat is to keep the rain and the sun and the snow off your head. And that's not raining or snowing or sunning in here, so I don't need it. You all have a good day. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. And today offers the opportunity. for us to get ready for a tomorrow that we aren't certain about, right? Okay. You guys have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.